In today's video, I'm going to show you the best software you can install for your DIY arcade machine. Welcome back to the Underground Arcade. My name is Bronson and I'm on a quest to build my own arcade here in this big shed I'm sitting in my backyard. In the last video, we looked at this machine right here. This was a DIY project that someone started, never quite finished, and I picked it up for an absolute steal. I picked this up for $70. So I'm pretty happy with myself because it is really well made, solid plywood. Someone spent a lot of time and effort making this. It's got a 32-inch TV in it, amp, speakers, all sorts of cool stuff installed in it, which we detailed in that last video. Today's video is going to be about putting a brain in this thing. It needs a brain. So the last cabinet I sort of retrofit, I've got a little series on the channel if you want to check that out, but I bought an old traditional upright spaces cabinet. I put a computer monitor in it, we redid the bezel, we rewrapped it, we did the marquee light, we did a whole lot of stuff to it, and we installed RetroPie on a Raspberry Pi. And I really like the Raspberry Pi platform. Like I bought the Raspberry Pi for, I think they're like $150 odd, maybe $100. Really tiny, you know, take up obviously no space. They don't make a lot of noise. They don't use a lot of power. They're just powered off of USB 5-volt power. So really nice little bit of kit. I thought for this cabinet, rather than buy another Raspberry Pi, I would use what I've got. So I dug through my old box of cables. I'm sure half you watching will have a box in the shed somewhere with old computer cables and modems and things in it. And I've got a couple of old NUC boxes. So just a Windows NUC box. This has probably got Windows, I don't know, 7 on it, maybe 10. I might try and put Windows 11 on it. But I'm going to install a pretty cool piece of software called RetroBat. Now RetroBat is really easy to install. So shortly I'll show you how to A, install RetroBat, B, set it to run when you first start the computer up. So when you start your computer up, it boots straight into RetroBat. And 3, I will show you how to copy ROMs to it. All 3 of those things are really simple to do. And I guess the benefit of being Windows is most people are used to the Windows interface. I'm going to have a keyboard and mouse sitting under the controls here, little mouse pad, keyboard, mouse, so that you can just do simple things like copying ROMs from USB sticks or SMB shares, or connecting this to a network, or changing, I don't know, resolution settings. All that sort of stuff is really easy in Windows. So it is quite a good place to start. Obviously with the RetroPie and the Raspberry Pi, it's Linux based. It can be a little bit harder, you know, doing everything by command line rather than a Windows interface we're all used to. So let's go up to my office. We'll plug this in. I'll first give this a factory reset. I'll put Windows 11 on it. And then, yeah, like I said, we will first install RetroBat. We will set it to run on startup. We'll copy some ROMs over, and then I'll show you the interface. So to install RetroBat, really simple. All we're going to do is go to the RetroBat website, which is just retrobat.org. And as soon as we open it, we can see a big download RetroBat button there, and we're going to hit download. You'll see on the left here, we've got RetroBat's version 7.4. If we go download now, it's going to take us to the GitHub release page, and you'll see here we have RetroBat 7404. Windows setup.exe, 1.64 gig, so it is going to take a couple minutes to download, and all we basically do is click on that and wait for it to download. Once the exe is downloaded, it's just as simple basically as running it. Now this isn't actually going to install a application or a piece of software on your computer. All this executable is going to do is unpack the contents into a directory you specify, like your C drive or your D drive or wherever you like really. So we work our way through the installer. We've got the licensing agreement, we'll read that. You'll notice here it does require DirectX 9 and the Microsoft Visual Studio C++ redists, which it will automatically install for you if you don't have them on your computer. It'll just check first, and if you don't have them, you'll get pop-ups to install them. So you see here it's asking for the DirectX setup because I've recently factory reset this box, so it doesn't have DirectX set up. So it downloads that for you, installs it, and then it'll do the same for the C++ redist packages. Installation successful, so we'll go next. Now it's going to ask us where on the system we want to install, and it's telling us here that it's going to take about 3.3 gigabytes to install. Now I've only got the one disk in here, so we're going to go C drive, RetroBat, nice and straightforward. And if while it's installing, if we go to C drive and then RetroBat, we will see that the folders will start creating as it sort of installs. Now this install is just unpacking, like I said, it's unpacking the folders and building this directory. We can see there's the exe there, the bat GUI there, Emulation Station's installing. We'll see a ROMs folder soon, which we're going to talk about shortly, but it's basically just unpacking 3 gig worth of folders and emulators and all the software it needs into that one folder. Installation successful. So I'm going to untick Run RetroBat because there's 2 things I want to do before I actually start it up. Now this next step is completely optional, but what I want to do is configure this computer to automatically run RetroBat when it first starts up. So you turn the arcade on, Windows boots, you log in, and then RetroBat just pops up straight away. Then we don't need a keyboard and a mouse plugged in permanently and that sort of thing. Pretty straightforward to do, but yeah, like I said, it's optional. But what we basically want to do is we want to go into our Explorer and we want to go into that directory we installed RetroBat in. So C drive, RetroBat, and we want to find the RetroBat executable. If we ran this right now, this would obviously open RetroBat. What we're going to do is right click that and we are going to go to show more options on Windows 11 and we are going to send this to the desktop to create a shortcut. So now I've got a RetroBat shortcut. Now what we do is we go Windows key R together and we go shell :startup. Now this is going to show all the programs that start up automatically for this computer. Shell startup is for this particular user. We're going to drag our RetroBat shortcut into there and we're going to close that folder. And that's all we need to do. So when this user logs into this PC, that executable will run and RetroBat will run. And the final thing we need before we run RetroBat is to actually copy some ROMs across. So we got some games to play. So you'll see on my left hand side here in the downloads folder, I have a whole bunch of ROMs I've downloaded. Bobble Bobble, Metal Slug, Asterix, Dig Dug, Wonder Boy, just some nice child friendly ones. So all we do, very straightforward on RetroBat, we go on another Explorer window there, we go into C drive, RetroBat, and you'll see we have a ROMs folder. Now in the ROMs folder there will be a folder for each of the emulators. So these ROMs I've downloaded are for MAME, so we'll go to M, go to MAME there, we'll open the MAME folder, and it's as simple as grabbing those and copying them into that folder, or moving them like I just did. Now when we run RetroBat, which I will show you right now, we will have some games hopefully show up under the MAME emulator and also under the All Games tab as well in RetroBat. So now you see, as soon as RetroBat opens, we've got the MAME emulator there. You won't see the other emulators until you add games into those folders. So it kind of keeps this UI like nice and sort of easy to follow, because you know, if we add some, say, Game Boy Advance games into that folder, then we'll see Game Boy Advance as well as MAME here on the screen. So if we go into it, click onto it, we'll see our different games here. And it's as simple as going, okay, let's play Wonder Boy Deluxe. I am on keyboard and mouse here. And it'll load the game just like that. One really cool thing about RetroBat that I like is you'll notice that obviously this is a square game, right? It was designed for a square arcade screen, but I'm on a widescreen monitor here and we will be on a widescreen in the cabinet. You'll see it adds like a bezel either side of the screen with artwork of an arcade in there, like we're sitting in an arcade. So it will automatically add that rather than just having black bars or you having to do something to the screen. It does little things like that that are quite neat. I don't know how well this works on keyboard and mouse, but yeah, that's basically how you install RetroBat, make it start up, and copy ROMs. So I'm going to go plug this NUC box now back into the arcade. We're going to go through the controller config, and then we should be good to play some games. So how simple was that? Within sort of like 10-15 minutes, we have RetroBat running on a computer with a bunch of ROMs copied over. Obviously, we'll copy more ROMs in the future, and we will play around. There is one thing you might have noticed when I first opened it. The view I had it in didn't actually show any images of the games in that sort of tile view. You can switch that to a detailed view, and you can do this per emulation. So for the MAME emulator, you can switch it to a detailed view, and you'll actually get quite a cool interface that shows some details of the games. It actually scrapes the internet to find artwork and details about those games. I don't think it's quite perfect. Like you'll see some of the games I've got don't have some details on the side, but you can actually manually add those in. You can copy images over to the images folder with the same name as the game, and then the software will automatically pick those up as well. So quite customizable. So I reckon we plug it in now and we get this thing fired up and running. My kids are hanging out outside the window of the shed here, waiting to play on this machine. I don't know if, I think I said in the first video, but this is going to be the machine I kind of let my children play on so they don't touch my other slightly more precious machines. But yeah, this basically just runs two USB encoders in under here. So we've got two USB plugs, one for player 1, one for player 2, a sound out, 3.5mm jack out for the speakers and amp, and somewhere in here we have an HDMI cable for running between the NUC box and the screen. So a very simple setup, and yeah, plenty of space under here for a keyboard and mouse for booting and logging into Windows and that sort of thing. Well, there you have it, RetroBat running on an old Windows PC in your arcade. Pretty cool actually, and this interface straight out of the box, the detailed view that I changed it to, I really like the look of. I'll obviously go through and install a whole bunch more games on this. But yeah, the button mapping, pretty simple, and you know, does it for both sticks, so that is very helpful. But yeah, pretty nice looking interface. I realize the screen's probably flickering for you a bit because this is a TV and my camera might be on a different, it might not be on NTSC, it might be on PAL, and the TV might be on the other, so excuse the flickering, you're not actually seeing that in real life. But all in all, pretty cool machine. I'm going to go through and tweak a bunch of the menu settings, and then in the next video we're going to give this thing a touch, like a beautification basically. We're going to pull all the buttons out, we're going to sand it all back, we'll mask the screen off, and then we're going to paint it in some pretty cool colors that'll probably match the channel logo, I think. So yeah, if you're interested in following along on my quest to build an arcade in my shed, then hit that subscribe button. I'll see you in the next video. And if you've got any questions, queries about RetroBat, anything you need, I'll put links to everything in the description, like to the website and the installers and that sort of thing. And then if you have any questions or trouble installing it or anything like that, just let me know in the comments and I'll get onto those ASAP and we can talk there. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.
I can play. You play.